Okay. Um, this is something that bugs the fuck out of me about the new Fable game. Uh, you won't start growing horns, or you won't get a halo. That's not the point. It's something you gotta make it more endearing to the idea of you're good or evil. Why not you get a pet snake or dragon if you're evil, and you get like a pet, I don't know, dog or wolf if you're good, right? Or maybe the dog or the wolf is a reflect. You know what I mean? This is, hold on, just watch this shit. Just watch this shit.
Unlike the old Fable games, you won't start growing horns if you make evil decisions in the new Fable. That's because morality here isn't black and white. While most games with a
It wasn't really black and white in the old ones either. Like there was points where you could make different decisions, like whenever you really wanted to. The, they're talking about it like back in like 2007. Like you couldn't just go between Paragon and Renegade paths in Mass Effect like this, which is bullshit. Cause I did a whole bunch of bipolar Shepherd runs, and those are fucking hilarious to have him be like, "Great job, Liara. It was great." And then Rex starts talking, and he's just like, "Yeah, Commander, what do we do about the apples?" He's like, "Rex, shut the fuck up." It's great shit. It's great shit.
the morality system boil decisions down to bad or good, Fable's definitions of bad and good differs across all 1,000 NPCs in the game. Every single one of them has been designed to have different personalities.
Whack. I feel like to some degree, if there's like different settlements, it's not like, oh, like everybody in the settlement has to think the same way, but like I don't believe that they all have the different, like they're saying here. Number one. Number two, it's not, the horns were a reflection of your decisions, but it's almost like that thing from that movie Horns, where like people, you don't think the other characters can see it. You know what I mean? It's very goofy. It's very goofy. Very goofy. The NPCs look goofy as shit too in this game. They look like undone renders of like grown-up Hogwarts Legacy characters.
Worldviews and what they view as right and wrong. For instance, you could turn into a greedy, rich asshole landlord, and a lot of townsfolk will think you're evil.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
Now, can you like set different rents on the properties? Because obviously, like just because you own the property, like doesn't is there no like central banking system that you have to you know what I mean? If there isn't, then that's great. So like you could just like buy the house and then just like set like the rent for like 1,000 gold a month, or maybe that's too much for these people. I don't know. Maybe these people are broke as shit. Who knows?
But there could be others that don't think it's too bad. Playground Games chief Ralph Fulton told us that the NPCs serve as a, quote, sort of Greek chorus if you like, reflecting your choices and your morality back at you. Furthermore, they wanted your reputation to be based on your actions, not what you look like.
But here's the thing, this is what they're saying, is that like everybody's got a different personality, and then they do this thing where like they walk through a crowd and they're like, pigeon head, chicken chaser, stupid, and then when you do good things, they're like, hey, he's the hero, hey, there's that good guy, right? Do you have options where you walk through and somebody calls you a fucking moron, and then the other guy is just like, hey, there's that guy, we're gonna buy him a beer later. You know what I mean?
Obviously, if you were acting evil, everyone would immediately treat you as a villain because you look that way, even if they didn't know what you've done. But in the new Fable, if you're acting like a twat in one town but head over to a new town where no one knows you yet, you can redefine yourself to the townsfolk there.
Okay, so the whole regional-based thing is a thing that okay, so it's not that okay. So I was right.
Kind of like moving to a new school and starting with a clean slate.
God,
There's probably going to be some
models are so
objectively
ugly.
evil actions that all of the townsfolk will react negatively to, but the important thing to note here is that as long as the NPC hasn't heard about your evil deeds yet, they'll treat you just fine. What are your thoughts about these changes in Fable? Let us know.
I think it's whack. I think it's not necessarily even like a change. How do you put it? It's It's an updated version of a system that already existed. And it looks like it is more regional based, like, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever. Oh, they're talking about if you can kill a giant, right? And when it dies, right, its giant body, right, is gonna be like on the side of like it's like gonna be just outside of town or some shit, right? And everybody's gonna think negatively or some shit, especially the person's sister. That was like their whole sell on like things that effects on the game world. And I want to know, can you like sell his body to like a necromancer or like I don't know, somebody, cannibals, cannibals that like want the meat, or like does the sister want to bury him? Like, it's also not your fault that her brother's a fucking idiot. You should also be able to execute the sister, I assume, because if you could be a landlord, what's stopping you from being the king in this game? This It's all strange. They're making it seem like you could do a lot of stuff, but it also seems like whatever predetermined story they have set out for you is kind of gonna be the story, and you could just do all this shit on the side. You know what I mean? I hope the NPCs are interesting. I hope they're not all just like not recyclings of the same exact dialogue, but like restructured to be like the retard, the peasant, the MILF, the blacksmith. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Because then you're gonna go to each town and you're gonna start having that conversation with fucking everybody. You know what I mean? Fucking, oh, I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You know how many times I've heard that before? Too many. Anyway, that's about it.